Hi everyone, this is Stephanie and I'm here in AMA. I'm with the founder, Mr. Clyde. We're here to talk to you about the negative representation of Africans in the media. Why are Africans represented the way they are, and what can we do to actually change this impression we have in Western media? And with me to talk about this is no other person than Clyde. Clyde is the founder of AMA. I'm very excited to have him here in the studio today. Can you say hi to the audience there?
Yes, hi everyone, and it's always a pleasure, always a pleasure.
I've got a few questions for you. I'd like you to tell us a little bit about why you actually started AMA.
Well, Stephanie, I started AMA because I believe that us Africans, and in the context of Australia, African Australians, do need to have a platform where we can talk about the positive things that are happening. We talk about things that are important to us in the way that we want to talk about them. Because unfortunately, we don't always get a lot of access to mainstream media. And I've seen there's a need. People see what's happening in the media about how Africans are being represented, and they don't like that. I'm the first one. When I arrived in Australia, the first thing I saw about African is all these world vision type of images with children with flies in, and I know they're doing that for a good cause. Yeah. But you know, generations of Australians grow up only seeing just that. They don't see the other, so they look at Africans through that prism. And I think it's important for us to do something and bring the positive.
Of course, we have to change this, so I agree. Yeah. And I've been here for a few years now, and everything I've seen in the media, they've been, you know, things that bring us down. When we actually have talented people in Africa, you know, yes, doing marvelous and great things, talented people.
Absolutely.
Not just the kids, the flies are following. We've got great people and, you know, potentials that needs to be harnessed and show up to Australia and the wider society that we're actually doing great. What do you think? How do you think we can actually use this project to change things around for Africans? How can we use this show, because there's nothing like this in Australia for now, how can we use this show to passionately, you know, send a good message across to the wider Australians to tell them we are really doing great, despite the fact that we have so many negativity around us? Well,
exactly. You know, we live in the digital age now. The internet gives us the opportunity to communicate on a much wide basis without necessarily having a lot of resources for that. Back in the, I mean, a few years back, 10 years ago, you would have to, you know, have a whole lot of money to set up a television platform. Now on the internet you can do that and get your message across, and we should take advantage of this. People forget about the power of the media. Media is very powerful. In countries such as this one, media can actually make and break a government. Media contribute a lot to people's consciousness. We grow up knowing a whole lot of stuff about people and places that we've never visited and will never probably visit until we die. We know many of us know America, we know Europe, we know other places, usually through the media first before we get there. So it plays a lot in the people's consciousness. So with this platform on the internet, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, on audio-visual form, you can see the image, you can hear the sound. It gives us richness of communication to communicate the things that are important to us, and I think it is something that ought to be supported, and it can allow us, because we do both in English, which allows us to communicate with the rest of Australia, as well as in our own languages, because there are a lot of things we need to communicate between ourselves. So all of that put together, I think this platform is a great thing to help us to promote a more positive image about ourselves, and we, rather than just have things happen to us, we can make things happen, and other people can see what we're doing.
Considering the fact that you've been here for 10 years, if I'm correct,
about 13, close to 13 years now.
What advice can you give to those young Africans in here in Australia? What can you tell them or can deter them from actually doing or putting those negative attitudes out there? Just want you to tell something to this. I'm guessing they're all watching us today. I would like you to tell them something, like even if it's one word, you know, that can keep ringing in their heads, and you know, that can deter them from us having this unnecessary attention. Do you have any message you'd like to pass across to this youth?
Well, absolutely. What I would like to tell them is that they have to believe in themselves, and they have to get out there and bring the positive things that they have into the open. Because we say Australia is a country full of opportunities, but you gotta get out there. You got to show what you have. You got to grab the opportunities. And no matter what comes up through the media, no matter what other people say about us or them as young people, they have to believe in what they believe in themselves and look at all the beautiful, the potential they have and bring it out in the open, because the world needs to see more Africans shining, and the youth is the future for our communities.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope those passionate words of yours have gone in there and will penetrate the lives of those African youths. You're here in Australia. I'd like you to use the opportunity to the maximum potential. Do not send negative messages about us. Try as much as possible to live positive in Australia. Thank you so much. I think while we're still on this subject matter, I think there's a forum we're going to have about the representation of Africans in the media. What is it all about?
Steph, essentially we're organizing a forum on the 22nd of September, which will talk about the negative representations of Africans in the media.
Okay.
Well, this is what we've been talking about. Now we need to sort of get a little bit serious about it. We want people to come together, start thinking about these issues. Lately, as you would probably know, there's been some issues with media publication of an article from the police, Victoria Police,
right,
which raised a lot of concerns, and people have been contacting us, wanting to talk about this matter. And we thought, rather than having to do 100 interviews, we bring people together, have a conversation about this matter, and get something happening within the community level. So we're putting this together on the 22nd of September. We've invited community leaders, youth leaders, and other members of the wider Australian community who are interested in this topic to come, and we can start a conversation about how we can address this misrepresentation of Africans, because I think it's something that has been in my heart for quite long, and we need to do something about it. Yeah, of course we are using AMA as a positive, as a platform to promote the positive things, but it is also important that we sit down with the rest of the community and start looking at some of the strategies that we can use to get this beyond just AMA and get the community.
I think it's such a good idea, because we've not really heard from them.
Yes.
So we need to call those people in here, talk to them and know how they feel about those things as well. I think it's a great idea. Yeah. And everyone out there, you're all invited to come for this forum. The venue, the date and the time will be up on our website, AMA. Please check it out. If you've got any question, I'm sure Clyde will be ready to answer them.
Well, definitely.